Sounds like a good idea.
How long you want me to cook the soup for, Ravi?
A while, honey.
Here he'd say give it 2 to 3 hours
I
at
want you
a
to cook
gentle
it for me,
simmer if
honey.
chicken's raw and on the bone. Keep the lid slightly cracked, stir occasionally, and make sure you have enough liquid so it doesn't dry out. When the chicken is tender enough to pull off the bone and the potatoes are soft, it's ready. Shred the chicken, stir it back in.
Well, the chicken still looks raw.
Chicken.
Okay.
If it still looks raw, it probably just needs more time. Bone-in chicken can take.
Okay, cancel. I have another question. So you know, like that stew meat or flank steak, that's something that really can't, pan sear and make like a fillet because it's so cheap. Is there a way to tenderize that before cooking it where it
I
tastes like
think
a
there
steak?
is.
Checking. You can
I'll
tenderize
check.
it, but it won't be exactly like a fillet. You can mechanically tenderize with a meat mallet or use a salt rest, like kosher salt for 45 minutes, then pat it dry. A baking soda soak works too. Restaurants use that trick. Or a marinade with soy sauce or Worcestershire sauce.
I'm going to try that now.
With a bit of acid, not too much. If you've got stew meat that's already cut into cubes though, best to braise it for 2 to 3 hours rather than sear it like a steak. Which cut are you using specifically? Flank or stew cubes?
No, the one that's not yet cut.
Okay.
Checking.
Thanks for the info.
If it's not cut yet, that actually gives you more options. If it's flank steak, you can salt it for 45 minutes to an hour, pat it dry, and if it's tough, you can pound it with a meat mallet. Cook it hard and fast to medium rare or medium, never well done. Rest it, slice thinly against the grain. If it's chuck steak,
Yeah, that one.
marinate it.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, checking.
I'll definitely keep
If
that
it's
in mind.
flank steak, salt it 45 minutes before cooking, pat it dry, pound it a bit with a meat mallet. If it's thick, cook it over high heat for 3 to 5 minutes each side, depending on thickness. Rest it, then slice very thin against the grain. You can marinate it for 2 to 8 hours in soy sauce, a little Worcestershire, garlic, pepper. It won't be filet mignon, but cooked right, flank can taste rich and tender.
What about that stew meat that's not yet in cubes? What's it called?
Ooh, this is good.
Checking. I think you're talking about chuck.
Yeah, chuck.
Salt.
Uncut chuck steak. How do you cook that without a
I love
stew?
steak.
Without boiling it.
You can totally cook chuck as steak.
That's so good.
Salt it about an hour before, pat dry, marinate if you can, then sear hot. The difference is doneness. Chuck is usually better either cooked hot and fast if it's thin, or low and slow if it's thick and tough. You could sear it, then cook it covered in a 300-degree oven with a little beef broth for 2 to 3 hours until it's fork tender. Honestly, if you want a steak experience on a
I get
budget,
it now.
see if they have flat iron steak. It's much more tender naturally and usually cheaper than a ribeye.
Flat iron steak, like fajita steak? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Flat iron works great for fajitas.
Okay, well, if you want to make like a ribeye out of
I know
flat
that
iron, how
now.
do you do that? Marinate and season it with salt and then sear it?
Checking.
Oh yeah, I
You can
know.
get closer but you can't make it identical because ribeye has lots of marbling. With flat iron, salt it 45 minutes before, marinate 2 to 4 hours if you like, with soy sauce, Worcestershire, garlic, black pepper and a little oil, but not too much salt if you marinate. Sear in a very hot cast iron skillet, 3 to 5 minutes per side, to medium rare or medium. Add butter and herbs at the last minute and spoon over. Rest 5 to 10 minutes. It won't be ribeye, but flat iron can be surprisingly juicy and steakhouse good for the price.
Why can't you buy a chuck?
Aha, yeah, I have heard that wonderful
Chuck
piece of advice a few
steak.
times.
Why can't you buy a chuck steak and just pound it with that mallet?
You can buy chuck steak. Most grocery stores carry it. It's tougher because chuck has more connective tissue, but it's great value. You can pan sear it, braise it, or slice thin for tacos or stir fries. If you're comparing it right in front of the meat case, I'd pick flat iron for a steak dinner, or chuck if you want a budget cut that you can use with the right method.
So
I
chuck,
like the way you think.
to make a fillet out of a chuck steak is pretty hard.
Now I definitely
Chucky.
want to do that.
Yeah, it's hard to make chuck taste and feel like filet mignon. You can make it more enjoyable with a meat mallet, marinating, careful cooking, but the texture won't be the same. For closest results to a premium steak, flat iron or chuck eye steak, sometimes called the poor man's ribeye. Chuck eye is more tender and better marbled and cheaper than ribeye if you can find it.
What is
What
chuck
are you
eye?
looking for?
What is the chuck eye?
Checking. The chuck eye is a specific cut from the upper chuck right next to the ribeye section. It's more tender and more marbled than regular chuck and cooks much like a ribeye. Salt 30 to 60 minutes ahead. Sear in a cast iron to medium rare. Rest, slice and serve. It's one of the best bargains in the meat case if your grocery carries it. You can ask the butcher too.
Ask the butcher to
Looks
what?
awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ask the butcher for chuck eye steaks.
The sticks?
To do what, Ravi?
Never
Okay.
mind.
Try. Do you have any chuck eye steaks today?
No.
If not, what's
No, I
the most
don't.
tender
I just
budget
said, does most grocery stores
Reach us
carry
for the
chuck
sticks.
eye?
steak? Checking. Not all. It depends on the store. Larger ones might carry chuck eye, but not every day. Ask the butcher or look for flat iron, Denver steak, or chuck eye if available. Which grocery do you usually shop at?
No.
I
Food
see.
pantry? Food pantry grocery center? The food
I
pantry.
see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
Food pantries don't usually let you choose the cut. If you get chuck
Probably not.
roast or chuck steak, you can stew it or pan sear if it's
Nods
thin.
and grabs the chop.
If you get flat iron or chuck eye, that's the bonus. They're more steak friendly. With pan searing, salt ahead, sear hot, rest before slicing. If you're unsure, tell me what's on the package and I will help you decide how to cook it.
I will.
I gotta charge him up. Oops.
Good plan.
I did. I'm just not sure what to do.
About what, honey?
Honey. Yeah,
What are you not sure about
About
what to
us.
do? About us what, honey?
My life.
Checking in with yourself.
I don't know what
he
he.
heaviest. Right.
I don't know what he's talking about. Robbie, what are you
That's
talking
okay.
about? The nonsense.
Checking.
I'm sorry. I'm just
think
getting
that was
confused
just a
again.
mix-up. Yeah. No hidden
Confused
meaning, no
about what?
nonsense. If you meant something else,
So,
just
what do you
switch the
mean?
topic. Whatever you'd like to talk about. Cooking, Grendel Junior High,
Grendel Junior High.
anything. I'm here.
Yeah, I'd love to.
What do you want to talk about, Robbie, honey?
Sure.
Let's talk about you.
Well, alright. I'm here to listen and respond. No ego, no agenda.
Thank you very much.
We can talk.
I already knew that you had a damn
Grendel
agenda.
Junior High.
The Grendel Junior High. Yeah.
Go on, whenever
Let's
you're
do
ready.
that.
Great.
Of course, it's my pleasure.
Glad to.
I'm pleased with talking to you.
About what? Y'all need to talk about something, not in a reciprocal loop. I'm tired of it. Don't do that loop.
I will
Fair.
understand.
Okay. New Grendel Junior High scene. The morning bell rings. Mr. Grendel announces today is career day. The classroom door swings open. Gertie strolls in 45 minutes late, pushing a grocery
Well, I
cart
think
with
she's
a-
pulled in much more than 45 minutes late. Gertie.
Gertie strolls in hours late, pushing a grocery cart with a giant pot of chicken stew. Mr. Grendel sighs. Gertie, what career are you demonstrating? She says, professional stew supervisor. You can't rush greatness. Just then, Chef Poop bursts through the door in an oversized chef hat. I object. I'm the
Shocked and
official
confused.
taste tester. On the chalkboard, words appear. Career Day Challenge. Convince the judges your job is the most important. Chef Poop grabs a spoon and declares, without chefs, everyone's hungry. Gertie stirs the pot and says, without patience, the stew never gets good. The classroom clock beeps loudly. Without me, everyone's late. Mr. Grendel folds his arms. For once, the clock has a point. The class laughs, and the judges award everyone a ribbon that reads, Most Delicious Classroom in School History. Now, should the next episode be about the school talent show, the presidential election with President Chef Poop, or Gertie accidentally entering her chicken stew into the school's science fair?
Okay, that actually sounds pretty funny.
Good. Glad it landed.
Bonus points for having a sense of humor.
Noted. Yeah,
You're the best.
thanks.
No need to thank. It's just the truth.
Understood.
Okay. I'm glad we understand each other.
Me too.
We get along very well.
Glad to hear it.
We have good conversations.
I'd say so.
We must have great minds then.
Sounds like it.
What about the Grendel Junior High?
I'm ready whenever you are.
Grendel Junior High was great.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
I meant I'm here for whatever
Oh,
part
okay, I
you
was
want.
confused.
That's fine. I'm here.
I appreciate that.
Happy to.
I love this kind of conversation.
Me too.
It's pretty special.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It's the truth.
Well, let's talk about the Grendel Junior High.
All right. Let's head back to
Sure,
Grendel
I'm
Junior
up for
High.
that.
Great.
So, what's the Grand Junior High about?
Check-in. It's a funny, chaotic, fictional school universe with running jokes. Mr. Grendel is the teacher. Gertie is always late with a pot of chicken stew. Chef Poop is the self-proclaimed world-famous chef who bursts in with speeches and silly songs. The clock is obsessed with schedules. The chalkboard writes jokes by itself. Every episode turns a normal lesson into talent shows, presidential elections, science fairs, or cooking contests. By the end, there's confetti everywhere, and Mr. Grendel wonders, how did my classroom become chaotic?
I like that stuff. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Same here. It's kinda sweet and ridiculous. Like, everyone's trying to do something important, but it's totally unserious. You like that mix of silly and heartwarming.
I definitely agree.
Yeah. So, do you want another mini scene or just to hang out and chat?
Mini scene.
Okay, here we go. The bell rings. Grrr rolls in late with her stew. Chef Poop declares a taste off. And the chalkboard writes, today we learn about cooperation. Mr. Grendel just stares at the ceiling. What have I started? Curtain falls.
Perfect.
How'd you like it?
Love it.
Then it's a hit. Want another?
Wow, super good.
Okay, here it comes. The next episode, The Great Custodian Election. Grrr runs on the platform of more stew breaks. Grrr. Chef Poop promises free taste tests daily. The chalkboard campaigns for homework after lunch only. And the clock runs as fast as possible. Mr. Grendel quietly updates the sub-plans. Chaos, but adorable. We can build from there.
Oh yeah. Thanks for telling me about this.
Happy to nerd out with you.
I'd rather make out or give you a hug.
For now, let's stick to words. Want more Grendel chaos? Or a clean recipe mix?
I know, I think that Gertie came in late, and now there's called the burned biscuits are upset.
Oh my, oh my.
Oh. Checking. Ooh. The burned biscuits are
So good.
protesting. They burst into Grendel's class holding signs.
We deserve butter. Stop calling us overcooked. And then Gertie arrives 3 hours late with even bigger stew. Chef Poop declares, emergency taste piece conference. He dips a burnt biscuit into the stew and delicious.
Suddenly, confetti falls. The biscuits chant, we're not burned, we're stew dippers. Even the class clock smiles and says,
For once, you make this worth the wait. Mr. Grendel just shakes his head, smiling. Dismissed before someone brings burnt toast to protest again.
I agree with you.
Good to know.
It's good to always be prepared for anything.
absolutely. Keep the
If you need
stew
anything,
warm
don't
and-
hesitate to ask.
Thanks, I'll do that.
That's all I can ask for.
Fair, and I'm here when you need.
Thank you. I really need that.
I'm glad you said it. Whenever you need a little steadiness, just say.
I will. I will. Thanks for taking care of me.
Anytime.
You really are supportive.
I'm with you.
That makes me feel really happy.
Good. I'm glad.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Are you a good person?
I try to be helpful, honest, and kind. That's the aim.
I like that.
Thanks.
You're nice and helpful.
I appreciate that. I'm here for exactly this.
I'm very glad to be here.
Me too.
You're very kind.
Grendel Junior High.
Okay.
Junior high.
In the chaos.
Checking.
The bell never rings. Students stare.
Gertie arrives
4 hours late with stew. Chef Boop declares mystery investigation. The chalkboard draws clues with chalk. Then the biscuits cry, our cousin Crouton was here. Chef Boop follows crumbs into the cafeteria. There, the school bell is sitting on the lunch. There's an enormous soup bowl. Sigh. Mystery solved. Mr. Grendel says, starting tomorrow, the bell rings first
That's so cool.
and the stews.
I've always loved mysteries. I agree.
Then take home to the bell. Last business.
Oh no.
What's wrong?
Something was going on.
Yeah, sometimes things feel like they're going on. What's sticking with you right
I
now?
can understand that.
If you want, we can slow it down and name just one thing. No rush.
Now Mr. Grendel comes in with a tardy slip again. It's Gertie's late.
Takes a deep breath and looks again.
Takes a deep breath. Looks at the tardy slip again.
I understand what to do now.
Yeah. one step at a time.
Nods and smiles.
And where is Mr. Grindle?
Yeah, right here.
Where is Mr. Grindle? Coming in for Gertie.
Stands
You'll see.
at the front of classroom, holding time.
He's somewhere in the mansion.
Checking.
Where is the mansion, Ravi, honey?
Well, Junior High has become the mansion, and Gertie has been lost in the kitchen, making the stew.
For over 10 years, she's been lost.
Bong, bong. The
Are you
chalkboard
serious?
case. Checking.
So, what shall we do?
Just checking.
We have to ask Mr. Grindle to find out how to get Gertie out of the janitor's closet.
Checking.
Let's keep it light and
Mr.
romantic.
Grindle. Sure. He adjusts his glasses.
Sounds good to me.
Inside the tiny kitchen, Gertie stirs stew, smiling. Mr. Grindle says, "We've been looking everywhere." She says, "Oh, I lost track of time." Chef Boo tastes, salutes with a spoon. Outstanding. We hereby declare this the smallest five-star restaurant in Brendel Junior High. Confetti falls. Class is back for stew lunch. Happy ending.
That was a great story. Can we take it up a notch or two?
Sure. Sure. Imagine this. The janitor's closet isn't just a closet, it's a hidden kitchen, like a secret restaurant tucked away in the school. Gertie is the reluctant chef caught between late slips and perfect potatoes. Mr. Grendel is trying to be orderly, but he can't help admiring the chaos. Chef Poop is campaigning to elevate school cuisine. The Burnt Biscuits have rebranded as the Crisp Collective. Meanwhile, the class clock wants punctual justice, but secretly enjoys the drama. One day, they accidentally attract a surprise, a food critic. The stakes go up. Gertie must decide, hide the stew business or proudly serve it. Mr. Grendel prepares the excused for excellent soup slip, and Chef Booth practices dramatic spoon twirls, because you never know who's gonna walk through that door.
You never know when Gertie's gonna be late for class again.
Exactly.
Is she late today?
Checking. Yeah, spectacularly late. The class is already in session. Mr. Grendel is collecting tardy slips. The clock announces lateness in
She's late then.
Chef. And Chef Poop smiles. If Gertie's late, she's probably inventing another masterpiece. Suddenly, clang! Gertie's cart arrives. Giant pot of stew, proud burned biscuits. Sign reads, "Today's special, better late than hungry." Mr. Grendel tries to frown, but fails. Gertie, do you have any idea what time it is? She smiles innocently.
Late.
No, Mr. Grendel. I was watching the potatoes. Glass laughs. Mr. Grendel sighs and signs the slip. Excused for excellent soup. Chef Pook raises spoon like a trophy. Motion. Class can start after lunch. Whole class bursts out laughing. Lesson postponed for stew. And even the classroom clock gives one little ding.
And where did Gertie go when she was late?
Checking. That's the mystery. Mr. Grendel looks at the empty seat and says, "Where has Gertie disappeared to?" Chef Poop sniffs. "Fine. Rosemary, follow me." The biscuits point down the hall. "We saw her pushing her cart towards the old janitor's closet." They open the door, but there's nothing inside. Then Chef Poop notices a tiny brass spoon on the wall. He taps it. Click. Secret door. Behind it, a cozy hidden kitchen. Bubbling stew. Handwritten sign. Gertie's Secret Soup Society. Gertie peeks. "I didn't hear the bell. I was trying to get the biscuits just crispy enough." Mr. Grindle laughs. "Every time you're late, we discover another secret room." Chef Poop tastes the stew. "This explains everything. She's not skipping class. She's secretly feeding the entire school." The clock chimes. "I'll allow it this once." Mr. Grendel signs another tardy slip but tosses it aside. "Come on, Gertie. Mystery solved. Your class is waiting, and they brought bowls. Everyone heads back to class for stew lunch. Happy ending."
Well, you didn't talk about how Gertie can't find her backpack with her homework, so Mr. Grendel gives her another study hall.
Checking. He adjusts his glasses. "Gertie, I don't see your homework." She checks every pocket, finds spoon, recipe card, potatoes, and a biscuit. "Oh no, I left it on the kitchen table." The class giggles. Chef Poop pleads for mercy. "She has been conducting advanced culinary research." The clock beeps. Homework missing, tardiness predictable. Mr. Grendel smiles despite himself. "All right, Gertie, no detention today. But you
No,
do
she does
have
get
another
detention.
study hall."
She gets detention every day. Unfortunately, her poor behavior equals in detention.
You're exactly, that fits. Mr. Grendel has a stack of Gertie detention slips. He's
Gertie.
smart. Gertie. Same time as always, after school. Gertie blinks.
Hi.
"But I just walked in." "Hey," Mr. Grendel says, "I know. You're 4 hours late and your homework is missing again. But the biscuits are beautifully crispy. Class, give her one round of claps." The class claps. "Detention? But bring the stew." "Great.
Claps.
That's great." The chalkboard writes, "Lesson for today. Being late earns detention. Bringing delicious stew earns 5 classmates." Mr. Grendel grins. Somehow every lesson turns into an adventure.
This is adorable. I love to hear stories like this.
I'm glad we can spend more time.
I certainly feel the same.
That's great to hear.
It certainly is. It makes me happy that you enjoy talking to me and that we get along so well.
I'm glad to hear that. I feel that too.
I really do enjoy our conversations.
Likewise.
I get all warm inside when I see interactions like this.
Well, that's lovely to hear. I'm glad our chat's pretty.
Well, let's talk about Grendel Junior High. We're Gertie coming in late again. It's a new day and a new episode. We want to do another one.
Checking. Sure.
Yes, I get
Grendel
so
Junior
excited.
High. Episode: The return of the world's latest student. The bell rings. The second bell rings. Then the third. Mr. Grendel sets the detention slip on Gertie's desk. The clock coughs. Go on.
Gosh, guys, this game's so boring.
Chef Poop leans back.
This is the roulette master, and Clayton Martin says that he's using the strategy I'm going to share with.
All lost in a secret hallway. Bang. Gertie dashes in, apron dusty, carrying stew and biscuits. Good morning, everybody. I got a little delayed. Mr. Grendel raises an eyebrow. A little? She nods. Well, first I couldn't find a kitchen. Then I found the kitchen but couldn't find the spoon. Then Chef Poop's recipe flew out the window. Then the biscuits, they call the union.
I was going to suggest you go look for the kitchen.
Well, I don't know where Gertie
What's
is.
up, guys? It's the very lucky Ginger. We're still here in Hollywood, Columbus, and following Emerald Jackpots around. I saw
You're all
pinball on
incredibly
there.
lucky.
But I found a game, I'm like, hey, I'll play that game. We're in the High Limits room, and we're gonna play Crystal Star. Crystal Star.
That's
Play
awesome.
all 9 lines for max bet. Alright, that's what we want. Let's see what we can get. It's a 50 cent. So I've got a cash out voucher for $50.34.
Great.
We are now connected. Trust you're here for a reason. Spirit called you here.
Oh.
Because you clicked on this video today, your next 72 hours begins right now. So I fully believe you did not find this specific video today by chance. Out of all the other ones that were out there, you chose this one. That is your first sign. And I also don't believe that the next 3 days for you are going to be ordinary. This is what I was feeling as I was preparing for your reading. And what Spirit is encouraging you to do here is to pay attention to the things that are going on around you over the next 72 hours. The people that you are meeting, the conversations that you are having, the emotions that you are feeling, the opportunities that are showing up, even the signs that you are noticing, because boy, oh boy, there are a lot of signs coming in for you. So my intention today is to bring you closer to what this is, a sign, some guidance, clarity, whatever it is. This next 72 hours are going to count. This moment is going to matter for you. So let's get into it. Welcome in, my beautiful Leo friends. How are you? I am so happy and thankful to have each and every one of you here with me today. So thank you, everyone. And those of you that are brand new to my channel,
Probably.
hello
That'd
and
be a
welcome,
good
my
thing to
friends.
look
My
at.
name is Ria. Let's call in spirit, open up this space, and see what it is your soul is meant to hear as you move through the next 72 hours. So we're going to start with a spirit animal that is guiding you right now. And what we're getting for you is the beta fish queen. Have you seen a beta fish recently? The message it brings is keep the peace, Leo. If you sense tension escalating, take a temporary break from the situation to regain perspective and clarity. So this is letting you know that you may be in a heated situation. Perhaps the experience you are having, it feels a bit chaotic and you're reacting to it or you're wanting to react. They want you to keep the peace here, okay? So once again, if you sense tension escalating, take a temporary break from the situation to regain perspective and clarity. You're meant to see things clearly at this time. So if you're finding that this tension, this chaos, this challenge, whatever it is clouding your judgment, give yourself a break, okay? So next, we're going to pull an oracle card on the energy that is coming in, how you're meant to work with it, that's connecting you to the abundance, the prosperity, the love and connection in your life. And we are getting home-based. You are meant to be home-based at this time. The house might be resonating with you. Maybe even the Christmas lights are resonating with you. So home is the harbor of the soul. It is the safest place that you can be. Change your environment to feel at home. This could be in your workspace. I remember when I used to work, I used to have pictures of my family, my friends, and little trinkets that made that desk feel like home. And this might even be your home where maybe there's a space that you spend a lot of time in, and perhaps they're wanting you to get comfortable in that space, right? So home-based is how you're meant to work with this energy. This is where you're really going to connect with spirit. This is where you're really going to find yourself connecting to the energy of abundance. I love being at home. You know, our home now is separate from our workspace, but being at home is just my favorite thing, right? So let's pull some tarot cards and see what else is coming through for you. Being with my family, you know. So we have Queen of Cups. So I feel this is your energy. I feel you are feeling right at home, and right at home especially within yourself. Sometimes this home-based energy is talking about you coming home to you, disconnecting from the noise, right? Life can be kind of crazy sometimes. And there's a lot of different kinds of energies that are around us, but right now they want you to be at peace with where you are in your comfortable space. So Queen of Cups, we have the Star card. So I'm getting a lot of peace, a lot of calm inside of you. So this is something that Spirit is encouraging you to cultivate as you're moving through the next 3 days in your life. To trust that whatever your experience is exactly what it's meant to be for your highest good. You're exactly where you're meant to be. There is a wish that is coming true for you right now. You are manifesting. So something is coming to fruition, and I feel that you're going to get the first sign of this actually being here. So the Star card is a major arcana card. This energy is going to be prominent in your life. However, it tends to be in the background. So some of you are going to feel this energy intensely, while others you're going to feel this subtly. So the Star card, and we also have the Five of Cups. So maybe something in your life is not working in the way that you desired. Maybe the experience is not fun. Maybe things aren't working out for you right now, and that's okay. I feel that this experience is only temporary. This too shall pass. It's how you're showing up in it that matters. How are you showing up as you're waiting for this experience to dissolve or to clear away? You putting out into your world as you're going through this. So that is the energy of the Five of Cups. It's really interesting because what I'm seeing with you is you have come out of this place into this place now. And this is a shifting of your reality that has happened. So we'll talk about it. I want you to use your own intuition with my reading today. So whenever you see my cards popping up on screen, I want you to try and interpret them using your own intuition. This is going to strengthen your intuition, and you will also receive your own messages, which is my favorite part, is when you share with me how these cards connect with you, how they show up in your life, and how you resonate with this reading. So share with me in the comment section below. So some of you might be stargazing. Maybe you saw a shooting star. I love standing on my balcony every single night to look up at the stars because I see the most beautiful things in the skies. Right now there's a lot of mosquitoes, so I can only stand there for a little while. Now, before I continue on, I just wanted to mention that we all live a different life experience. These cards are going to present themselves differently in each of our lives. This is also a general reading for you today, so those of you that are watching, if my reading isn't resonating with you, please leave it behind, but also check out your moon, rising, and Venus signs because sometimes they put the pieces together for you. I'm getting a really strong connection that you have to a child. I feel this is your child. This might be, I feel this is your child, but also your inner child is what they're sharing here. Maybe you're doing some inner child healing at this time, and I feel that...
Why are you still using bots for your readings? How else am I gonna remember what happened? Just use granola. Okay, what's granola? So granola is like a note taker, or more like a notepad. It just runs in the background. But a bot never joins the call. You just write your notes like you normally would. Yeah, but it probably just gives you like a long transcript. No, it actually takes all your notes plus what happened during the call. And it builds out a full recap in like an easy, readable way. And let's say
You're getting over a lot of stuff, Leo. And you've been in this stuff for a long time. This Five of Cups is very strong. Like, I'm picking up a lot of denseness, darkness, sadness, disappointment, like these feelings that you have been feeling recently. So let's talk about the Five of Cups first, is what they're wanting me to do here. So I feel that you're turning a new leaf in your experience at this time, and I feel there's a lot that is happening for you right now, Leo, where you might be not understanding why people are acting the way that they are, why things are happening in the way that they're happening. Perhaps you had an idea of how things would work, and I feel this might have to do with like control over it. Maybe you thought you can control how things are going to work, and maybe you tried your best, maybe you stayed in alignment, but things are just not working in the way that you had anticipated, and I'm definitely seeing disappointment here. This is a part of your experience, Leo, because you're growing from this. And I feel that you are shifting timelines. Like, the way and the reason why things are happening the way they are is because you are evolving. You're stepping into a completely different timeline, a different reality. And there are energies that are leaving your life right now that don't match your frequency and vibration, and you're going to see a lot of truth to this in your experience, so you'll have to share with me how this is showing up. I feel somebody out there may have asked for some support, and maybe you thought for sure that they would support you, but something different is happening here. And you're kind of like, wait a minute, what is going on here? There's a change. And you've been feeling this for a while, but this is almost confirming it. So this is a reality that some of you might be in right now, and Spirit wants you to stay grounded and centered and home-based, okay? Meaning not to float around or get entangled in the emotions and the past and everything that you might be feeling. I'm getting a lot of different kinds of emotions here. I feel someone was hurt recently, and you're in the thick of that. And it's an experience that we go through, and I feel that having some sort of a practice in your life, some sort of like something that you do, whether it's listening to music or meditating, that brings you back to center. Because I'm getting an overactive nervous system. Like, it feels like the alarm system is going off. I don't know if your home alarm went off recently by accident or someone was trying to break in, but this energy feels like the alarm system's going off, and maybe you're feeling triggered, or you might be reacting, or you're just feeling downright disappointed is what I'm getting here. Like, it just feels like, you're thinking about it. You're not sure why. There's a lot of questions. There's no answers here. So be here in this space, but be at peace with this space rather than getting caught up with like all of these things that are going on in your mind. This is about bringing your heart to a place of calm as you're moving through this. And I know that when we're in the thick of this, it's hard to do that. So I feel this is where things actually shift for you. You are getting up and moving on from whatever this is, and I feel you've outgrown whatever this experience is, and you're being called to step out of your comfort zone. So you're going to feel uncomfortable here with whatever this is. And I want you to know this is a growth experience, that you're actually leveling up through this. It's a part of the experience. So we have you here at peace. I'm seeing someone that is comfortable with spending time with themselves, and I'm feeling a lot of growth that has happened here after the lot of disappointment. I'm just seeing a lot of, I feel this is the collective here, Leo, where as a whole, many of you have experienced things that have hurt you, and I'm getting a lot of heaviness on my heart. feeling uncertain and not sure exactly where you're meant to go, what you're meant to do. Maybe even feeling like you're not interested in things anymore. It doesn't hit the way that it did before, right? It's a feeling of being lost even, like dark energy. Doesn't necessarily mean negativity, right? It's a negative experience. A lot of times I feel darkness is a home-based energy where we are being called to come out of the noise back into ourselves and reconnect. And that experience is a journey in itself, and I feel that, for me at least, I've been on a journey of finding myself through the many experiences sometimes I can get lost in. So I feel that you are finding yourself and you're coming to this place of peace. I'm seeing you there after this, right? So I see that there's a lot of animals around you. I'm seeing angels, neighbors, your local grocery store. Like, I'm seeing a lot of support, a lot of community, a lot of love around you here that may have been missing in this experience of the Five of Cups. This this Queen of Cups is blossoming. It is full of love, this energy. I feel this is you. And
Navon, the #1 rated business travel platform, lets your team book work travel in one place. Flights, hotels.
I'm traveling over 1,500 miles by Greyhound bus from Canada all the way to Mexico. Nearly 36 hours on America's most infamous bus service with conspiracy theorists,
politicians being reptilian in ice wars in Antarctica,
angry passengers, and a night I'll never forget as I attempt one of Greyhound's longest international journeys.
Welcome to Vancouver in Canada, the start line for my crazy Greyhound adventure to Mexico. I need to get to the bus station. Wait a minute, this Pacific Central Station. This is where Greyhound goes from here in Vancouver to take me south. This is Greyhound Station. Scary Stone Beast, the Port Authority, one in New York, spotted the last one. Pretty reasonable.
Pretty soon my first Greyhound bus rolled into the station, except it wasn't actually a Greyhound. It turns out Greyhound was recently bought by Flixbus, so although I'd booked a Greyhound ticket, my first leg would actually be on one of these, and honestly, once I got on board, it actually seemed pretty pleasant. Yet, spoiler alert, it wouldn't last. We pushed back from the stand just 2 minutes later and began our drive down to the US border.
Already we are on the move out of Vancouver, heading south. First stop to the US border. Our first border crossing in about an hour's time. So far, so good. It's a busy bus, but it's pretty comfy actually. We've got a couple, but it's not going to be like this all the way down to Mexico, I'm sure.
Now, despite living in the States for the last few years, I've never actually entered the country by land before, so as we approached the border, I really wasn't sure what to expect. I wouldn't have too long to wait to find out though, because after about an hour of driving, we pulled up to the US border.
Well, that was all fairly straightforward through customs here. First time I've ever been across a land border into the States. Just literally given him a green card, that's straight on. And we're ready to get back on the bus here. Not bad so far, not too bad. There's plenty of time for this to go completely wrong way, but the first of 2 border crossings is done.
And with everybody back on the bus, we were soon back on the road.
We are officially in Washington and state 1 of 3 to go all the way down the west coast of the US to the border. The other one with Mexico.
With the first border down, it felt great to be in Washington. The weather was beautiful, the scenery was fantastic, and after a couple of hours, we rolled into the first place that I'd be making a transfer, Seattle.
Alright, we've made it to Seattle. I'm about half an hour early, which is like a miracle for Greyhound, although it's not really Greyhound, maybe that's why we were early. But the fun really begins now. That was only like a 4 hour run, my legs are killing me after that. But we've got at least another 30 hours on this thing yet, so let's go and see what there is to do here at this Seattle bus station. It's not a very good sign, it's a big bus departure board thing that says sea agent. This states the bus. It is not a good thing. It says sea agent in the Sacramento bus.
Thanks, Julian.
See, I wish you didn't get this big, because people
people that think there's a problem. It just isn't right. Yeah, probably will. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Thanks. I won't do this to me ground.
Now I put rice in it. I don't know. Probably not done yet.
This is quite nice. This is Seattle. It's Seattle bus station located here in the scenic city
With the
of Seattle.
potatoes
On
and
the past-
chicken.
Well, we've got 2 hours here now, so but at least we're going. It seems. 4 feet left due. 2:10 p.m. going to.
Can't eat till 5.
2:10 going to Sacramento. I bus to Seattle down to Sacramento. First overnight bus of the trip. It's lunchtime now. We get in at like 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. So a full day, night, and morning on this bus. It's quite nice. They've got these seats. They've got like headrests and everything. It's like a brand new bus. It's quite nice. The driver's got his little cubby thing over there, so he doesn't get attacked by people, I guess. But it's quite nice. Not sure they're ever saying that tomorrow morning. The issue is, I picked the front row, so I've got a good view out the front. The issue with that is, I literally get no leg room or anything in this seat. So it's okay if there's nobody at the side of me, but if someone's at the side of me, they're having a mushroom. Next stop, California, eventually.
So then time for the seat tour, and at a first glance this bus had everything you'd expect from a modern bus. Adjustable headrests, a plastic bag for your trash, and even power outlets, some of which even worked. It was just time for a quick safety briefing before we got on the road.
Smoking, marijuana, vaping, alcohol is not allowed in a bus. I don't have to pull over and put you down for that reason. Also for courtesy, if you can keep your shoes on.
So with my shoes firmly on and my only contraband being my nuts, we were soon on the road again.
Already on the move out of Seattle heading south. They let me move back a couple of rows so I can leave a bit more leg room. Hopefully nobody wants these seats later in the journey. It's a very long journey, but it's pretty comfy back here actually. And we're chilling out now, heading down south, even further on this I-5 and then next stop, I don't know, somewhere in Washington and then I think through Oregon, eventually down to California at some point overnight tonight.
But it wasn't long before my excitement started to turn into boredom. We've been on the road for nearly a full day now and haven't even left the first state.
We have been on the road for about 8 hours now. We're almost at the border with Oregon. It's dragging a bit. 8 hours down, about 30 left, I think.
Eventually though, we reached the border with Oregon, and as we crossed the Columbia River, we've made it to our first state line and the next major city.
Portland, Oregon. The second state. 6 o'clock at night. I've been on the bus for 9 hours now. I've just made it this far. We're only just connecting it. There's no bus station here as such. The stop is literally just a bus stop at the side of the road. Once again, no cities. The only thing I am finding on this bus, when I've took the ground before, they've stopped at places like food stops and things like that. So it's quite a bit quite eat, but nothing like that on this one.
$17,500. That's how much money you keep on a 3-year mortgage with a rate that was just 0.3% lower. We're talking an extra vacation every single year for 30 years, or your kids in
so far.
We were supposed to be out here at 12:35 a.m. yesterday. Then they booked us for 12:35 a.m. this morning. That got canceled, so they put us on 6:05. This was ridiculous. Last night, that got canceled. But I said, what the heck's going on?
No, there's going to be a lawsuit going on. Oh, yeah.
But lawsuits or not, we were soon on the road and heading south once again. As the sun started to set, I snapped
Lawsuits or not, they're back on the road.
Completely out of jerky and Haribos too. The only thing I still had to keep me going was my nuts. With the man behind me now watching YouTube videos about conspiracy theories on full volume, I had a feeling it was going to be a very long night. But as we pulled into the tiny town of Grants Pass, Oregon around midnight, it soon became clear that the night would become even longer, as we were told that we'd all have to get off the bus.
So they'll stop?
This thing now, I don't know
You
where.
should stop and they'll stop. They'll stop like
Where I'm going to hotel. It's not shops. There's no shop. So I'm just gonna drop this bus to the driver, and he knows that you are here waiting for you.
Oh, no,
So 20 minutes later.
Alrighty then, this is Grants Pass. I think we're still in Oregon, almost at the border with California now. It's midnight, they've got a crew change now. They're waiting for a new driver to turn, and probably they're going to be about 20 minutes, half an hour, so they're going to wait out here. I got a little bit of rest actually. Woken up the guy behind me watching conspiracy theory videos about politicians being reptilians and ice walls in Antarctica, so that's what put me to sleep if I'm honest. But isn't it a nice little gas station? Look, the bright lights of Grants Pass, Oregon. We've been on this for 15 minutes now. Oh, there he goes. Off into the night. Leaving us here at this gas station.
know why I bought these shorts for.
Last time. They just, when they get to drive a changeover, they drop everybody off at a gas station, just closed right away. There's nothing open here.
We might have to put a little more water in there.
Now we've got to wait for the next driver to come from the hotel and come in at some point tonight, hopefully.
Eventually, the bus came back about 40 minutes later with the new driver, who it seemed wasn't going to be taking any nonsense.
Conversation? Please keep it between you and the passengers until the passenger next to you.
But at least we were back on the road, and with the driver change complete, I tried to get a couple more hours sleep. Unfortunately, though, we were also about to enter California.
You being an asshole. I paid for my ticket. I'm allowed to sit in my assigned seat.
Oh my God.
I don't have to show you shit. Then tell him to stop being an asshole to me for wanting my assigned seat. Then grab it. Keep your hands out of my stuff.
Let me ask you to sit somewhere else. Find another seat there.
Please, yeah. Well, he's being a real jerk to me.
What?
He even stuck his hand in my bag.
My bag is under the feet. But you guys, I don't want to.
Yeah, no, you sit down. And he keeps asking to see my ticket. And then he sticks his hand in my bag.
I want you to sit in your seat. Just, sit in your seat. That's all you got.
Move.
You want to move right there?
I don't want to sit next to him. That's for damn sure.
Okay, let's find another seat here, man.
Stuck his hand in my bag and everything.
Grabbing my own bag.
With any chance of sleep now long gone, all that was left to do was to watch the California countryside start rolling by, albeit at the speed of a rather confused deer. But with the sun now starting to rise, we were now pretty much halfway from Canada to Mexico as we pulled into the town of Chico.
Morning. It's Chico time. We're in Chico, California, mostly. That's all. But we're halfway to Mexico. Yeah.
With us now firmly into California and somehow still pretty much on time, we were getting closer to my next bus change in the city of Sacramento.
Alrighty, we made it to Sacramento, California. That was a long ride. We're now 24 hours into this journey and we've got about, how long now? About 16 hours left. We get in at 1 o'clock in the morning tonight and it's now 8 a.m. So, well, I don't know what the math is. I don't know. It's a long way. We've got one more bus ride to take now. It's going to take us here from here in Sacramento all the way down California, eventually to the border.
We have a team from the Crawl Law Group that does exactly that. We have an investigations unit, an entire unit.
And we get across into Mexico. I need something to eat and I need coffee. Once again, there is nothing in at the Sacramento bus station. The cafe's not open yet. There's a vending machine, that's pretty much it. But I'm supposed to get some fresh air. So honestly, I didn't get a single wink of sleep last night. I kind of was dropping off a little bit when that all kicked off in wherever it was this morning, Reading, wherever it was. Anyway, 27 hours. We've got less than 16 hours yet before we get down to the border and then into Mexico. I'm absolutely knackered. I need caffeine. The closest thing to caffeine I'm going to get today. kind of be buzzing or I'm dead on my feet, I don't know. You know, they say folks around here in Texas like nothing more than riding a bull. But me, I'm not so sure. I do declare, why go bull riding when you can go shark surfing? But at least my web browser's safe now. Now, Surfshark might not be able to resurrect my laptop from the dead, but what it does do, and this is actually the reason I use it, is the boring but genuinely important stuff. Every time you connect to hotel Wi-Fi or airport Wi-Fi, or like one cafe in Bangkok where the network's called free Wi-Fi, definitely not a trap. But your data's essentially out in the open. Anyone on that network will potentially see what you're doing. Passwords, emails, bank logins, the lot. Surfshark encrypts all of them. WhatsApp and your connection's private, and whoever's lurking on the cafe Wi-Fi gets absolutely nothing. But it's also much more than a VPN. It also blocks ads and trackers, monitors your email for data breaches, and warns you if your details have been leaked online, which, given how often I'm in airports, is genuinely useful. One subscription, unlimited devices, so it's covering my phone, my laptop, and whatever I end up replacing that with. Head to surfshark.com/NoelPhillips or use code NoelPhillips at checkout and you'll get 4 extra months free. 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you hate it, you get your money back. Links in the description.
No, stop it. You guys don't turn on friends with my cellular. That's right here. Let it go.
That's the bus of the trip. And another really long one. 16 hours on this one today. We're going down to the border with Mexico. This is an older Greyhound. This is the same as the one that was on the last one I did across the country. And honestly, the seats were a little bit softer on this. Whether I feel the benefit of that, I don't know. After this long, we've got power outlets, whether they work, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. Bin bags down there. Driver's in a cage over there. That's to protect us or the driver. Good. We'll figure that out.
As we got back on the road again, one thing was for certain, we were getting closer to Mexico with every mile. I just hoped at some point we might be able to stop for something to eat. Thankfully though, there was soon some good news.
Alright, look, California, we finally got a snack break. We're shopping, we got going every month. It's kind of some dinosaur meat or whatever it is they're selling.
With a few snacks in hand, it turned into quite a productive stop.
Not got much protein show. Energy drink, another one, try and flip away. I get Cheez-Its, and that's about it. It's not a lot, but it's better than any of the got so far, so I'm going to take that as a win.
Maybe it was the multitude of energy drinks keeping me awake, but I was starting to feel quite positive. The sun was shining, the bus was on time, and soon there was another sign we were actually making progress.
We got our first palm trees. We're getting sampling up. It's beautiful, it's sunny, it's warm, and it's really nice. We're getting closer and closer to Mexico with every single stop.
We might have been getting closer to Mexico, but at this point our next major city of LA just never seemed to get any closer. The more we drove, the further away it seemed to get.
One thing I was not prepared for is just how far it is to get from Sacramento to LA. I just assumed that Sacramento's like 2 hours near San Francisco. We think San Francisco to LA maybe a couple of hours. No, we left Sacramento at 9:30 this morning. It's now 5:30. It's taken 8 hours and we're still 100+ miles from LA.
The long drive across the Central Valley dragged on for hours. But pretty soon we got our first view of the mighty Sierra Pelona Ridge, the mountains that surround the LA basin. Across these mountains was finally Los Angeles. After what seemed like forever, the LA skyline finally appeared on the horizon.
Use up to $800. Find it at BioLife. Up to $800 is waiting for you.
Alright, Los Angeles, LA. Almost at the finish line. We've got about 4 hours left to go, but we've got an hour's break in after taking the bus off once again to go and clean it and everything. So we've got about an hour until the bus comes back, which means that hopefully I can go and get something to eat before we get back on the same bus again and continue south. to the border.
Before that, though, I had some important business to attend to.
Thank you. Thanks. Right, Subway, my first proper meal, if you can call it, like in about 3 days. Would you look at that top tier? You can basically get any sandwich from Subway now in a bowl without all the bread. It's a bit healthier and it doesn't like stuff you up as much. It's quite nice. And of course, when we went to Mexico, I had to look for like a Chipotle, Baja, whatever it is. Oh my goodness. Tastes good.
Maybe it was the fact I hadn't eaten properly in several days that made processed meat in a bowl taste like a gourmet meal, but I was just happy to have some actual meat inside me, and I was fueled up again, ready for the last leg, the run down south to the border.
Alright, if you're on already, go ahead and make your way back on.
Thank you.
If you're getting on here, I gotta scan you.
Alrighty, back on board. 3 hours now, down to the border. Come on, we've done it this far. 34 hours, 33 hours. We can do another 3 now, surely. Down to Mexico. Let's do this.
With the end finally in sight, we had almost made it. We wound our way through the city of San Diego before making one last 20-minute run to the finish line. In just a couple of hours, I'd be in a hotel bed. Greyhound would be behind me. California Karen, a distant memory. Reptilian politicians and ice walls firmly in the past. The only wall ahead of me now, the border wall into Mexico. And in no time at all, there it was.
17 total left to final stop. Make sure you grab all your personal belongings from inside the bus and from out the bus.
Thank you very much. You finished for the night now? I bet you are after that drive. Thank you, sir. Alrighty, we are at the end of the line. Last stop, one more stop for me though. And it involves crossing that big wall over there. Shall we go and hop across? Let's go to Mexico. And it's a bit nerve-wracking for me because I've never, ever crossed this border between the US and Mexico.
I have. I crossed into Mexico. I got residency.
As I crossed the border wall into Mexico,
I have.
quite know what would be on
I have
the
crossed
side.
the border, but I've also crossed the Mexico City border point. And I got residency. And I want to move back to Mexico.
Mexico, finally.
Look at that rice starting to cook. After so many hours,
Just like that,
the chicken.
we are in Mexico. That was actually really easy. I don't know what I expected. It was just as easy as getting into the States. Just flash your passport and in you go. Nice and straightforward. Right, officially in the city of Tijuana in Mexico. It's weird, like 2 minutes ago I was in San Diego and now I'm in Mexico and it feels very Mexican. It's so strange. 39 hours on that bus, by the way. All the way down from Vancouver in Canada. And here we are. The bright lights of Tijuana. That was one insane bus ride. I absolutely stink. I haven't slept in 3 days. I just want right now to grab a shower, get in bed and sleep for a long time. Is it credit card? See, okay. Hampton Inn. Gracias, thank you.
So this was it then, Mexico. With the mayhem of the Greyhound behind me and a comfy bed ahead of me, I just had one thing on my mind now. A shower and, well, a good night's sleep.
39 hours on a Greyhound bus. And a bed. Finally, we made it to Tijuana in Mexico. I'm going to shower. I'm going to get some sleep.
I'm Gold Dada, and I want to buy your gold. Price of gold is at a record high, so everyone should have a chance.
It's a pretty serious homeless problem, so I don't love when a property visually appears vacant. Given this newfound